Good morning, Mountain Point College math students. This is Mr. Unruh for the week of Monday, April 27th through Sunday, May 3rd. Here's a brief recording for 11 for college math 11.4 part 5. This deals with the previous balance method. Okay, last week we did the average balance method. This is another way that a credit card company could calculate the outstanding balance that is due on your account, as well as finance charges. This one's called the previous balance method. Again, last week was the average balance method. What I would like you to do this week on Schoology. There will be a recording, this recording, which is question one, which will show you how to do question one on the out of the four questions that are on the document there. And I'm going to ask you to do question two on Schoology as an assignment. Also, I will do a separate recording for question number three, which is very similar to question one, but slightly different. And then there will be an assignment on Schoology asking you to do question number four from the four questions that are on the document. So when you go to, if you've made it this far, when you go to the April 27th, the week of April 27th, you're going to see a couple of recordings. You will also see a PowerPoint that says 11.4. That is a text, that's a PowerPoint from the textbook, which in the middle of that, maybe a little bit past the middle of that PowerPoint, it explains the previous balance method. There's an example there. So if you want some additional help, you have that as well. I also have a Word document a which has all four questions that you're asked to do, as well as an answer key for question one and for question three. And so I will go through how to do question one here in just a moment, and a separate recording for question three. Just like last week, okay, just a note about retakes. All the retakes from quarter three, they are on Schoology. You can do each retake up to two times, whatever is the best score, whatever is the better of either the retakes or what's currently in the grade book. That's the you get the best score. So, and that will affect that can increase your grade or your quarter three grade. Okay. And so by now you should be aware of kind of how we're going, how the semester grading is going. Whatever your quarter three grade is, that's the starting point for quarter four. As long as you're doing the assignments, taking the quiz at the end of each of the assignments, each week you can get an additional 2 percentage points per week. So if you had an 84 at the end of quarter three, and you do all 7 weeks, that's 2 points for each week. That's 14. That's up to a 98. So you go from a B to an A very easily. And so if your grade for quarter three isn't where you want it to be, you can do the retakes. Takes a little work on my part, but I'll go back, grade all the retakes on Schoology, and updates your quarter three grades. So for quarter four, that the retakes can help your starting point for quarter four. Okay, so if you have any questions about how all that works, email me. I'm also posting updates as far as I am typically on the Google Hangouts from 9 to 10, and then from 1 to 2 each day. Okay, so you can always jump on a Google Hangouts if you want and ask me a quick question. You don't have to stay on the whole time. It's simply there for you to contact me directly for some assistance. So, again, here we go with the previous balance method. Okay, so here we go with the previous balance method. Okay, again, last week we did average balance method. And so this week is the previous balance method. Okay, here's question one. It says on April 5th, the billing date, Michelle had a balance due of $1,097.86 on her credit card. From April 5th through May 4th, she charged an additional $425.79 and made a payment of $800. Okay, so her billing period, which is basically the month of April, she started with a balance of 1,097 and 86 cents. She makes a payment of $800, but also charges an additional $525.79. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is find the finance charge on May 5th using the previous balance method and an interest rate of 1.8% per month. Okay, so this previous balance method is actually, it's easier than definitely easier than the previous or than the average balance method. Okay, um, all we're given what the previous balance is, so we need to figure out what the finance charge based on that. Okay, so I'm just going to type a few things in here. The finance charge is going to be equal to the principal times the rate times the time. Okay, now what's going to be important for you to remember, which is a little bit different than what we've done when we've worked with finance, when we did simple interest and compound interest. When we are in this problem, we are given an interest rate of 1.8% per month. Okay, so our time here, we don't need to divide that interest rate by 12 because the interest rate is 1.8% per month. Okay, and we are looking for the finance charge for the month of April. So what I'm going to do is simply I'm going to take the 1097 and 86 cents. Okay, I'm going to multiply that times my rate, which converted to a decimal will be 0.018. And um, I'm just going to add in here times one. Okay, the one represents the time. Okay, and the rate is given to us as a monthly rate, and our time that we're looking at is just 1 month, so that's why I have the one. Okay, and we're going to multiply all of that together. I get 19.76. So the finance charge, okay, based on the previous balance is $19.76. Okay, so what you need to remember is make sure that you, when you're converting from a percent to a decimal for multiplication and finding the for the rate, move the decimal two places to the left. Again, as I've mentioned, the rate we're given is a monthly rate. Our time in this problem is just 1 month. That's why the one is in there. You don't necessarily need to do that though, okay? Because one times anything is itself. All right. So now let's go down here to the next problem, which says, or the second part of problem one says, find a new balance on May 5th. Okay, so new balance will be equal to, we're going to start with our previous balance. We're going to add to that any charges for the period. Okay, and we will subtract any payments that were made, and we need to add the finance charges. Okay, so to get our new balance, we are going to take the previous balance, okay, and which in this case is 1097. That's our previous balance, 0.86. Let me get that into red so it looks a little bit better and stands out a little bit more. Previous balance, 1097.86. We are going to add to that charges, and we're told that she charged an additional 425.79. She made a payment of 800, so we're going to subtract that. And then we need to add our finance charge, which comes from part A, 19.76. Okay. Add all of those up, use your calculator, and the new balance as of May 5th is equal to 743 and 41 cents. Okay, so again, there's your formula. The new balance is just take the previous balance, add the charges, subtract any payments, add the finance charge, which you get from Part A. That is your new balance. Okay, so this is problem one out of the total of 4 problems for this week. Question or problem 3 will be on a separate video. Again, if you have any questions or issues, email me, jump on the Google Hangouts. I will see you again on question 3.